doing so much and running, and it just really dawned on me. It's the man that my mom was underage when she consumed me. Anyone who'd have been older.
15 and 22. Damn.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now I can kind of see why he's probably not claiming it, because it looks bad on his reputation, because he has a history. Like if you look at like even Beyonce, like he was in his 30s and Beyonce was barely 19.
The big one was with Beyonce. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right.
Y'all, Jay-Z's alleged son, Rymir just scored another win after 50 Cent officially offered to help him sue Jay. And this comes just days after a judge granted Rymir's request to move forward with his case. Now, as for Jay, he's panicking right now, and he actually put out this bizarre statement accusing Rymir of harassing him for years. Jay's lawyers are now also threatening to expose Rymir's lies in court. So basically, Jay is doing everything but taking that DNA test that could easily put an end to this mess. But here's where it gets dark. We're now hearing that the real reason Jay has been dodging that test is because of how old Rye's mother was when she had him. See, according to Rye, his mom, Wanda, was not a legal adult when 22-year-old Jay-Z got her pregnant. So how old was she when you were born? 15 on 16. 16 and everything saying that they had met. Now, how old was Jay-Z at the time? I think like 22. So, what is Jay-Z really hiding? Well, you all probably know that Jay barely managed to avoid going down with his friend Diddy after one of Diddy's accusers claimed Jay and Diddy raped her when she was 13. Now, this woman accuser later agreed to drop the lawsuit, but it looks like this case still isn't over. She actually just came forward saying she never took back her original accusations against Jay and Diddy. And she says the only reason she dropped the lawsuit was because Jay allegedly sent private investigators to intimidate her. But here's what really sketchy. Most media outlets didn't even touch this new development. Now, you already know sites like TMZ and Shadoom aren't allowed to post anything negative about Jay-Z, and you can go and see for yourself. Check their websites right now and search for the Rhyme story. You won't find a thing. This has been trending for weeks. But these major celeb news outlets are acting like it doesn't exist. And this is the same playbook with the Jane Doe case. Not a single one of them reported that just last week, a judge dismissed Jay-Z's defamation lawsuit against attorney Tony Busby, who represents Jane Doe. So yeah, a lot of stuff is getting swept under the rug. And it feels like most bloggers are too scared to say anything critical about Jay-Z. But you know who's not scared? 50 Cent. He recently clowned Jay for dodging that DNA test. And now it's being reported that 50 actually reached out to Rymir and offered him his legal team to back his case. And you can tell the heat is getting to Jay. His lawyers are already scrambling to shut down Rye's case. And they've launched a PR campaign to make him look crazy.
Court documents submitted on June 16th, Jay-Z slams a recent lawsuit that Rymir and Lily filed against him as just the latest in what he says has been decades-long harassment. The documents read, "The fabricated allegations and claims have been addressed."
But the fact that Jay is spending all this money in court when a cheap DNA test would set him free is extremely weird. And this time, Rymir's got the upper hand. And with all the receipts coming out and 50 Cent backing Rye, it's not looking good for Jay.
He's your father. I really do. And if it's not, why you can't prove me wrong? Like it's not as far as a proving me wrong thing. It's go to the courtroom and basically do what everybody else would have to do. Like it's not, you don't have to prove me wrong. I just want the truth. Honestly, I can take a no. I can take if I'm embarrassed at the end of the day, I can take that. I really can. I've been through a lot. Seeing a lot, I could take me being embarrassed. Like just can't take nobody not saying nothing. Like it's not fair.
All right, let's first talk about 50 Cent's role in all this. So 50 decided to insert himself in the drama between Jay-Z and his alleged son Rhyme, and he first trolled Jay on Instagram, pointing out that Jay and Ryer have the same nose. But that's not all. 50's now taking it a step further, and sources close to the situation claim 50's has reached out directly to Rymir and offered the support of his lawyers. 50's also posted this cryptic message on IG saying, "A good lawyer knows the law. A great lawyer knows the judge." Now, this changes everything. Up until now, Rymir's case has been completely ignored and buried by mainstream outlets. But with 50 in the mix, Jay's team is suddenly on the defensive, and they're rushing to shut down the lawsuit and discredit Rhyme before anything gains traction. Jay actually just filed new court documents asking the judge to dismiss Rye's case. According to docs obtained by US Weekly, Jay said that Rymir's lawsuit is just the latest in his decadal-long harassment. Jay's filing says the fabricated allegations and claims have been addressed and rejected in multiple other courts, and Rhyme's continued harassment of Jay-Z and disregard of those orders has already resulted in a contempt order. However, Rhyme's former legal guardian, Dr. Lily Coley, who is also a paralegal, has now fired back at Jay-Z, and she claims Jay's latest court filing contains some blatant lies. Dr. Coley said in her statement, "This story was not fabricated. Wanda's affidavit has been on the court record for years and has never been withdrawn. Her account was the basis of Rymir's understanding of his paternity." Dr. Coley also stated that Jay-Z lied about Rye being held in contempt of court. According to Dr. Coley, no individual involved in the case, including Rymir, his late mother Wanda, or herself, has ever been held in contempt of court. But the main thing she clarified is that the question of Rye's paternity has never been fully addressed in court. Dr. Coley wrote, "There has never been a discovery, hearing, or final ruling that resolves the paternity or other issues. These facts continue to be overlooked in public narratives. But there's another thing that gets overlooked in public narratives, and that's the age of Rymir's late mother, Wanda, at the time when Jay got her pregnant." Now let's go over some facts first. Rhyme first became known to the public in early 2015 after it was reported in the news that he had filed a paternity suit against Jay-Z. Back in 2014, Rymir and his guardian, Lily Coley, filed their first complaint. And this was when things first started getting weird in court. This complaint was instantly shut down, and that's because, according to Dr. Coley, Jay-Z and his lawyer Lisa Fisher brought fraudulent and false information to court. But Rymir kept fighting, and in 2018 he filed new court documents, this time accusing Jay of using his fame and money to avoid a paternity test. But here's where things start to get shady. Rymir kept getting shut down because the judge was reportedly told his biological father had already been confirmed. But then the son got a copy of Rymir's birth certificate. And guess what? There's no father listed at all. But then there was another twist when Rymir discovered that some members of his own legal team were secretly working with Jay-Z's lawyers behind the scenes. In an interview with The Sun, Ryer said he's denied the right to have a fair hearing in court because of legal mistakes and malpractice. Rymir also told The Sun that his mom, Wanda, first told him Jay-Z was his father when he was about 8 years old. And according to Wanda, she and Jay had a fling back in 1992 at his aunt's apartment in the Brooklyn projects. She said they used protection, but it failed, and after that she never saw Jay again and had no way to reach him. Sadly, by 2010, Wanda's health declined, and that's when Lily Coley was granted custody of Rymir. Lily also spoke to The Sun at the time, and she said that Wanda got pregnant shortly after meeting Jay when she was just 15 or 16 years old. And it gets even wilder. According to a lawsuit Rymir filed in Philadelphia in 2018, Jay-Z's attorney made Wanda sign legal papers while she was in hospital recovering from a medicated coma, which replaced Lily's name on the petition without consent and for nefarious reasons. That move got the case tossed out of the Philadelphia court, and Rymir's family said they'd never seen that level of corruption or felt that kind of pain. But then it got even more sinister when Rymir and Dr. Coley appeared on Hip Hop News Uncensored and revealed that Ryer was shot after filing his lawsuit against Jay.
He was shot at somewhere in September. He was in the parking lot with other people near where he's at living now. And out of all the cars there, his was the only one shot up. So we believe that was a nexus or a connection, I believe, between the case and what's going on, because it was around the time.
And get this, according to Lily, around the time Rye filed his lawsuit, random people started showing up at her door and trying to scare her into staying quiet.
In addition to that, we've had people come to my home in the past, driving on the grass. We have people knocking on the door at 4 o'clock in the morning. We've been through all of it, mostly around the filing time.
Just about Jay-Z, It's about standing up for change and pushing for new laws that prevent the rich and powerful from misusing the legal system. So this is a bigger picture than this.
This is a bigger picture than this. We want to try to make a difference with the Pro Se Act or the Legal Abuse Act, bringing new legislation and trying to sit down at the table with the lawmakers to make a difference. In addition to the fact, because, like you said before, Mr. Carter might not never do anything, and I'm sure he probably won't, but it ain't about him. This is about the system allowing things to happen that were very egregious and put our lives at stake in some regards. So I just wanted to say that's what another reason why we were still going to the criminal stuff for the second time. This time the prosecutor's office locally did get involved, but everything is slow moving and things are happening, and it's corruption going on. The law says in New Jersey that if the person who resists to take the test is presumed the father. That's what the law says. Here in New Jersey, anybody who don't want to do it and go away from doing it or prevents from doing it is presumed the father. So right now he's presumed.
In the meantime, Rye filed a new lawsuit, this time against the New Jersey court system and several judges accusing them of conspiring with Jay-Z for over a decade to get his cases thrown out. In this lawsuit, Rymir and Dr. Coley claimed that Jay-Z lied under oath by saying he didn't own any property in New Jersey, and he allegedly did this to make the court believe it had no jurisdiction over him. However, Rhyme's team found property deeds and tax records with Jay's name on them to prove that wasn't true. Rye's complaint also names 6 different judges who he claims conspired with Party Carter and kept falsely claiming he didn't own property in New Jersey. According to Rye's filing, Jay-Z used his wealth and influence to manipulate the court system, which led to Rye's previous cases getting thrown out or denied. The lawsuit also alleges that after Rymir began speaking publicly about the injustices he faced in the court, his car was shot at by unknown individuals. The lawsuit describes how Rymir and Dr. Coley were followed by unknown people in their neighborhood, and that cars drove onto their lawn at 4:00 a.m. They said they firmly believe these incidents were orchestrated by Jay-Z's team. And now Rymir and Lily are suing the court system and the judges involved, accusing them of blocking their constitutional rights and preventing a young man from getting the closure he needs. Rymir and Lily also recently sat down with Tasha K and confirmed that Rymir's mom, Wanda, was about 15 or 16 and Jay-Z was 22 at the time she got pregnant. Rymir said the court originally tried to throw out the paternity case by arguing that the man listed on the birth certificate had to be the father. But Rymir took a DNA test with that man, and it proved he wasn't the dad.
A lawyer, they try to use all type of things, res judicata and all type of things to say, hey, whoever was on his birth certificate, that was the, that was the dad. And that's not how the courts work. So we did everything we had to do to, show them that wasn't. The person I was calling my pop took the DNA test. It was straight out there. Only other name was Jay-Z. He basically just sawed it and skedaddle. They try to use all this craziness to hold the case up, and I'm like, well, damn, if this was anybody else, I'm like, all right, the first 2 years.
They would have ordered them by now. They do that. Hey, take the test. Hell, in most cases, you can start drawing child support, but without a goddamn paternity. It makes them want to come do it.
And then Rymir made a solid point saying if the court really thought he was lying, they could have just dismissed the case with prejudice. He also made it clear that he's not chasing Jay-Z's money. And he even said that if Jay-Z turns out not to be his father, he will publicly apologize. Done with if it was anything. If y'all felt like we was lying, why you prejudice? Why do y'all keep having us come in there and file and pay?
If it was anything, if y'all felt like we was lying, why y'all ain't dismiss the case with prejudice? Why do y'all keep having us come in there and file and pay all this money and keep filing and filing for years? Why? If y'all didn't see anything wrong with the case, why is it not over? But the only thing I'm asking is, I don't want no money from you. If you want to have that relationship, if it was true, that's just on you. I'm just showing you that I'm fighting for what I believe in is right, and I want all the kids and everyone that come behind me. If you missing the parents, it's all about. Sometimes that's all you need to know. Your parents says you don't need nothing from them. Close the book. It just helped me, go on with my life and just be straight. It's not like I'm looking for anything, looking for you to bring me up where you at or bring me with your family and all. I still got my own family, but I just want you to be like, just think about it. Like, we could have got this, over with, and through all this, I still respect you, even though I might not like you. I respect
I
everybody.
was gonna
So
say, how do you view him now? 'Cause I
and
know-
it's like and when I say I don't like you, it's not even it's just that I feel like, you know, y'all sit at the top and y'all forgot where y'all came from, and sometimes you got to bring yourself down to the bottom. You can't sit at the top and think all these, you know, I'm rich and all that, and if I go to court, this would affect this, and sometimes you just got to get it over with. If you believe this wasn't true, it would have been over with, you know. And for you to let me just sit here and after all this, my mom passed away, and I'm not saying you physically, but dragging us to court and all that, not taking care of the problem, it's just, you let it happen. So it's like, you could have been got this over with. If it wasn't true, we could have, you know, I would apologize. Yeah, I apologize in front of the world. Hey, it could have been done, but obviously it's something you hide. And
But y'all, there's something else that just came out. Turns out that Rymir's mom's age might not be the only reason Jay-Z is refusing to get that DNA test. The real reason could be something much, much darker. Jay-Z allegedly won't give up his DNA to prove that he is not the father of Ryer Satwaite, who is claiming that he is his son because giving up his DNA could link him to a bunch of murders that he is connected to. The permanent A-list rapper could just provide a DNA sample and get the whole paternity thing out of the way, but then the sample could be used to solve a whole bunch of killings that the rapper has been hinted at being involved in. And again, this allegedly Jay-Z and Ryer, but y'all, there's something else that just came out. Turns out that Rymir's mom's age might not be the only reason Jay-Z is refusing to get that DNA test. The real reason could be something much, much darker. Jay-Z allegedly won't give up his DNA to prove that he is not the father of Ryer Satwaite, who is claiming that he is his son because giving up his DNA could link him to a bunch of murders that he is connected to. The permanent A-list rapper could just provide a DNA sample and get the whole paternity thing out of the way. But then the sample could be used to solve a whole bunch of killings that the rapper has been hinted at being involved in. And again, this allegedly Jay-Z and Ryer,